G'day guys, got a 7000 here and it was intermittent, and basically what the problem was this little transformer. It's a dual, it's got dual windings on it, so it is a transformer, or it's got 330 on it, which it probably means it's 330 microhenries. So it's either set up as a transformer or it's just two inductors on the one core in anti-phase, because it measures across and it's reverse phase. So the thing is, when I was pushing it down, I could make it work, and one leg just wasn't, it was just oxidized and wasn't connecting properly. But I popped him out, and to put it back in, I'm just thinking whether I can just get some solder down on the legs and the pads on this thing, or do I have to go and give it the hot air treatment. On a little tiny IC there, which I haven't looked up the number of it, of what it is, but yeah, we don't want anything to happen in that area, and we don't want to put excess heat into this either. So I think what I'll do, I'll just, I've applied solder to the legs. I've just tinned them up, and it was damn hard tinning them up for some reason. But we'll put some resin there and there. This is non-acidic, so it's not going to cause any problem. This thing is magnetic too. It sticks to any thing that's made of steel. It's going to make sure we put it on the right way, and the way it came off is like so. But I'm going to see if I can do it. I'll do it with a standard tip. I might not be able to do this, but we'll give it a go and just see where I am. Okay, so I need to look at the other side. It's got a big bulky surface mount capacitor on this side. I may have to actually remove it to get it on, which means I'll have to heat up those my earwig type tweezers, which I'll just do now. And oh, there it goes. It's slowly heating up. But I can do this side, but I won't be able to do that side, because this has only got a small 0402 size resistor there, which I can get around that. That's easy, like so. Oops. Just pushed him up, down, 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 and down. Okay. Good. Double check this to make sure it's right. So those two are on, but there's another two here. Can I get them? There's a big question. I don't know if I can get it from this side. So yeah, they're behind this big surface mount there, if you can see it. I might be safer to remove that, put those down, go all around it, and put that back on. So you say, what a job. So we'll just give it a bit of resin as well. And the solder they use on this just doesn't tin very well. So what I'll do, I'll just use my normal iron. I'll just tin the sides of this capacitor, so we can just remove him from the board. Easier. Okay, we're slowly getting up the temperature. I've got the fan on. I don't want the fan blowing. Yeah, if I've got the fan on in here, it blows cold air over the iron and cools everything down. So it's not a good idea. So anyway, the way I'm working, I'll have to turn it that way to get that capacitor. which then probably have my hand blocking that, but I'm not left-handed, so I won't be able to do that. Okay, what are we up to? We're nowhere near temperature. This is the one that using these. I've just run it off a single rated supply soldering iron unit, and it has to heat both up. So yeah, it is struggling with the current a little bit, but we're getting there. It's getting up. So I'll probably just use this now to preheat that component, and then should get up the temperature quite easy. Got to work around some capacitors there, but this is the safest way to do this. And get a bit more vertical. Yeah, this board is also sucking the heat. You can feel it, even though it's melting on the component, it wants to hold on for dear life. Yeah, the other side of the iron sticks. What I might do, I'll just give it some hot air and just heat the whole area up there. Let's warm it up, take the chill off the board's probably the best bet. The way I'm going, I could probably hot air solder it, but I really want to make sure that those pins are down hard. I don't want that thing playing up again. So just do that around there, just locally heat it up with a bit of hot air. It will retain some heat. We'll get back in there. Hopefully this cap comes off easy. It's wiggling on one side. You don't want to wrench it or anything like that. It'll cause an issue. Yeah, I think I want to crank some more heat. That might explain that. I did turn it down. I turned it down from the other day where I was using a bit more heat. So get the heat up. Yeah, this side here is just very, very unforgiving. It just wants to take the heat away. So maybe this is the ground plane side here. Let's put some more of that resiny stuff on there. Okay. Yeah, one side wants to heat really well, and one side doesn't. Why is that? Yeah, it just doesn't want to budge. Just to make sure this thing's actually working on both tips. So that's hot. It is. Maybe I have some issue with this thing. Shouldn't have. It was working the other day quite well. No, there we go. Ah, there we go. It just had some sort of block. It just didn't want to heat that up. So get up the temperature. Yeah, these must be glued down as well. Come on. It doesn't want to budge. You can see the solder melting. In some cases, like this, I'll get to get some more solder in there. I can clean it off later. Let's see how we go here. A bit more. Let's get a bit of thermal inertia. Come on. It just does not want to let go. On these, you don't want to force it. So, hang on, what's going on here? It pulled the heat right out of this, so that could be an issue there. It really took the heat out of this. So, yeah, pulled it all the way right down. So the board on that side, yeah, the board's warm. It's sucking all the heat out of this, and just doesn't want to behave. It's hot. It's definitely hot enough to do the job, but I don't know what's going on here. Hang on. I know what's going on. There we go. I was increasing the hot air temperature and not this. Yeah, I had the cable connections muddled up in my head. This'll work. This will get it going. Now I've got too much solder on those tips. Make it nice and clean. Let this get up the temperature. Oh, God, there's nowhere near temperature. Dear me, I was doing the wrong one. Oh, that looks a bit better. It's got more flow now. But yeah, the board's still taking the temperature away. Up another little bit more. This is just basically giving it a preheat, the way it wants to behave. Come on, I need more heat. I can just see it. One side doing it really well and the other side's not. What's happening is the board is taking the heat out of this and it can't keep up with it. So obviously I'm working on the ground plane side. Yeah, I just cannot get enough heat into it with these on this particular board, which is really embarrassing. So that might need the 3 soldering iron or 2 soldering iron treatment here. I'll just see if I can get some extra heat into it. It's going to be very awkward. We'll see how I go. Come on. Oh, finally, get off. I was stuck on like crazy. Couldn't get it to budge at all. Anyway, we got it off. Now, I'm going to clean all that up. So I'll use a normal iron to do that. And if I look around here, let's move all this 7000 paraphernalia around a place. I should, without knocking the camera flying, find some desoldering braid here buried. Hang on, I've got 2 7000s on the bench. That can go over there. That can go there. That can go there. And move those. I just had it in front of my face. Now I can't see it, which is always the way. Okay, I'm going to have to use that in a second, so I'm going to keep that hot. Can have a look on the ground. No. yeah, can't see my desoldering braid, that it was right in front of me. So that's the trouble with this workbench. It just, stuff piles up. And you can't really put it away because you're continually using it. You would just be walking, making a goat trail back and forth, trying to keep your bench neat. You just can't do it, you know. You've got cutters on the bench because you're going to use them all the time. You have like scrapers and blades and things. You're going to use them all the time. Tweezers, going to use them all the time. All this sort of stuff. So yeah, solder sucker there, but that's not going to work on that. It in front of my face, I couldn't even see it. Oh dear me. Anyway, back onto this delicate operation. So what we'll do, we'll put a bit of that there, put a bit on this. I'm going to crank my iron up because it's going to suck the heat out of it. So we'll see how we go. So heat the braid up and move it in for the kill. Here we go, got some. Look at it, the braid has stuck to the board. That's it, the heat getting pulled out like crazy. So in we go again. Yeah, the other side is definitely a ground plane. That there, it is so damn, you know, the other one flows. As soon as I touch it, it goes flow, flow. This ground planey part here doesn't want to budge. It just sucks the heat out of everything. So if I do feel the board, yeah, the board's warm. So I have to get right in here anyway. And I'm going to put a little bit more of this on these two legs, some pins coming out of that inductor or double or transformer, double choke type thing, whatever it may be. Okay. See, like beforehand, there's no way knowing I could have got to it. Yes, definitely get some solder off that. I think I've got to work it right in to get it to flow. I don't want a ball of solder on the end of that, so I'll just chop that off. Keep the resin going because otherwise it won't stick. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's on, but on this one I'm going to do an inductance test to make sure that it is down hard, and I definitely want to clean up the other side here a little bit. Put a bit of resin down. This stuff here is really good. AliExpress, I think you get this from, Amtech. And because it comes out very slow, this lasts for ages. I'd go through a whole tin of the other stuff. This has lasted, I don't know, a hell of a long time. So anyway, let's get on to this. I have to get right in there and see what I'm doing. That one, that one, that one. Yeah, I'm just feeling it go down. Oh yeah, click, click, click. It's down. That'll also make this one come down a little bit more on this side, so I've got to get in there and give it the treatment. So there, there. To work it back and forth. Now, on this one, I definitely have to use the inductance meter because there's no other way of really doing this, and with the inductance meter, I don't think I'll be using these. Trying to get onto that little little tiny device, that little inductor. I'm going to have to use a couple of, I had a couple of sewing needles on very short wires, and well, what I'm going to do, because it's, I think it's dual 300 microhenry, is a trick we can do. We can use these pointy ones on big leads, but we're going to have to compensate for how long the leads are. The leads are going to add a little bit of inductance and capacitance too, for that matter. But anyway, we will do it. I'll stick it in there. Let's see how we go on this. Because I'm working on this, it's pretty close. I'll just call it out and just see what's what. Okay, we're inductance 1 kilohertz, and I'll get on that bit of there and that bit, sorry, that bit in there. So it's actually 300, not 300. So I've got 32 microhenries that way, and it works in a crossover fashion. So I want to get on there, and I'm going to make sure I'm right on the outside part, and 33.1. So there will be some additional parts of the circuitry loading that and changing the value somewhere. But yeah, let me have another look at that. Yeah, 330, it is. Okay, so it's not exactly 33, but who knows. Maybe I should have tested it when it was off, but I know it worked because I pushed it down and it worked. So I'll put that back on the meter. What I will do though, I possibly could have had a bridge diagonally between one and the other. So what I'll do, I'll just put it on beep range on the meter again, on the normal meter, the El Cheapo, whatever it is. Think it goes beep. The best thing about meters with diode test range, if it goes beep, use it all the time, because you don't need to look at what you're doing. You can hear what you're doing. So anyway, I just want to make sure that we don't have a short, because it would still read the inductance across. Nothing there. It does beep, good. I've got to spin it around. So get that side in there. That's good. Not that side, yes, and not that side, there. I just want to check that it is actually down hard on that pad there. I'm pretty sure it is. What I'll do, I'll get right in with this. Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to see this in a million years because it's very, very fine work. I want to see that's common. It is common. So if that's common and that one there is common, yeah, because the pads come up, the little legs on this come up. So that means they are definitely connected. And here, if I go there onto that capacitor pad, I'll go right out. And why doesn't it beep? That's crazy. It was, I did have continuity there. Or is it just one side? Nah, have to be on both, I'd say. So I've got it there, and on there, that's that, but not there. Hang on a second. So I just get in here on under it. This is where you get tricked. Okay, the one closest to me has not taken solder. I was actually just jamming the probe between the top connection or leg of this thing and the bottom of the board. So that's a bit of trickery. So I want to make sure that it does connect. Yeah. Put a little bit more solder in there. This is risky because everything's so close. It could possibly run in there and cause some short or something. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if I've got it this time. Like I say, you see this warts and all. It's not going to be, you know, doctored up and made pretty. So now we've got continuity. So you're going to make sure that even though you can't see where these tracks go, you know damn well where they go because you can actually buzz them out. And you've got to make sure that the component you put on there does connect. So I'll go between both of those again. Make sure they're isolated, which they are. If it was shorted anywhere, it would beep on the other side too. So we know that's right. And we'll just go back. Just double check on the capacitor this time because we know that is continuity through there and there and there. So we've got our transformer stuck down where it's meant to be. And again, let's wash this out with a little bit of isopropyl. Just around the transformer, because once I stick that capacitor back on, I won't be able to get in there. So, get some of the stuff there, clean that around there. Do a nice job. There we go. Now I'm going to put the capacitor back in, which he'll go in right there. So to do this nicely, I'll do it really nicely. We're going to definitely put a tiny touch of resin there. Get it to flow. The transformer's on. And everything gets buried on the desk. I'll get this. I'll get that. I'll just put it on the board to start with. Spin it around. Just make sure solder hasn't run and shorted it. It can happen on surface mount if they're very small. You get bridges of solder and you put it down, you solder it in, and it's actually got a short circuit under it. You'll be scratching your head wondering what's going on. So, stick it back there. Now, with all this, I could do it with hot air, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to use normal iron, tack it on, make sure it's all in the right spot. That's the hardest bit to get on. It wasn't straight. I'm being pedantic. Down there. We watch the solder flow. Visitor?
David.
Oh, David's here. I'm doing a video, but anyway, no big deal. What do you, oh God, he's got more detectors. Yeah. Okay, he just dropped off a note. What is it?
Machine. 7000?
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, 7000.
Another 7,000 just got dropped in. So yeah, we've seen an absolute flood of 7,000s. So yeah, the cap's in there. I'll just double check with my beep meter to make sure that she's not, well, it's on the inductor anyway. So there we go. Heard the meter, it just goes beep really quickly as the capacitor charges. So that goes there, beep, that side over there, beep. Good, we're all good. We'll clean it up, one last spray. You'll probably think I'm being really pedantic the way I do this, but hey, you know, what do these things cost now? You know, 11, 12 grand or something. So we want to do a good job. We don't want to do a crappy job on an expensive metal detector. So in there, around there, that's looking pretty clean to me. Just a bit on the board around there. Give it another spray if I want, but I think I've got that quite well. Looks really, really clean and good. So there you go, guys. If you can see that, I don't even know where this. I hope this is pointing in the right spot because I really don't know. Yeah. There's a capacitor back in there. That's the double inductor or transformer. However it is set up, it's a phase cancelling thing for some reason, or it's a transformer. Yeah, I haven't delved in and had a look at it. It's probably could be part of the power supply or something. I think it is actually. I think I put the crow loop there and there's bloody noise coming out everywhere around that area. So yeah, more than likely, I think that is definitely in the power supply part of the detector. Bit of fluff there from the cotton bud. We'll get rid of that, and yeah, we'll get onto this one and we'll put it back and just give it a quick test to make sure it all works fine, and yeah, get back onto the normal routine of modifying detectors. I also have to put some silicon or probably decent hot melt glue on this as well. If you have a look at all the other inductors and capacitors, they've all got blobs of some adhesive. It's a rubbery compound. If you touch it, it's rubbery. It sticks like the you-know-what to a blanket, and it's yeah, it holds everything down. And for these inductors on the board, maybe it does stop microphonics as well, because as these things, all the parts around the power section switching on and off, you know, I know damn well that anything that has pulsing current through it causes very minimal but microscopic movement, but over a long period of time it can actually cause dry joints and all sorts of stuff like that. If you ask anybody who used to repair TV sets, sit there on the high voltage side or the horizontal with its varying frequencies, line scan and everything else, the transformers used to vibrate so much that all the pins had come loose in the solder, and you'd have a pin like this and it would be like that, and the TV would be intermittent, turn on and off. So yeah, anything with any pulsing current through transformers or any heavy conductors eventually causes dry joints. It cracks the solder. It's common. It's why most things fail. And when you have a look at something that's failed, the first place you always check, and this is true for everything I've probably ever repaired in my life, power supply. Number one, the power supply and any external interfaces where people put the wrong plug in or short it out or do something like that. So that is probably taking care of this intermittent problem in this 7000. So yeah, one of the guys, I think fellow from Argentina, was asking me about he's got a problem. He said it won't do this and it won't do that. He's replaced the power FETs here. He's replaced the power FET drivers. He's done all this stuff. He's told me so, and still doesn't work. So yeah, just look. If it is a power problem, hopefully it's not that thing there, because if it's that thing there, you are up the you-know-what creek with, yeah, using a tennis racket for a paddle and a razor wire canoe. You're not going to get anywhere because these things are sealed, and that's what I say. It's the biggest freak out when I hear about these things coming to the end of their warranty period. If this fails after the end of your warranty period, as everyone says, they want to put new boards in there for a great amount of money. But that's just the way it is. You could, if this wasn't put in the way it was, you can get it out, of course, but it's difficult to do. You've got to heat all the pins up at once. You could get another drop-in module and put it in there, but they don't want to do that. They want to sell you the whole board, even if the module is just the thing that goes. They'll tell you it's a match set and it's all tuned to this, that, and the other, and adjusted and whatever. Do you believe it? Do you not? Up to you. I don't know. But I've been told. I've had customers who've dealt with the company that makes these, and I get told all sorts of stuff. So it's all hearsay. There you go. I'm just saying what people tell me. Maybe it's hearsay. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's smoke and mirrors. Who knows what it is? But these things generally are not replaceable. But if you look in there, it's tons and tons of ground pins and stuff like that. So I have seen these. They when they fail, I'll tell you where they fail, because I've seen a few of these blown up. I just tell the customer, what are you going to do? Around here, around this area here, it all chars. It gets something in there, fails, chars up, and smoke comes out around here. And there's a polypropylene capacitor under here, I think. And if it gets really, really hot, it comes out like a sugar and acid worm, wants to come out because the polypropylene expands. So that's if it's a polypropylene capacitor. I think it is. So just my guess, just being, trying to be spot on with the comment. Don't say anything that is not true, but whatever happens, it makes a curly whirly come out of here, and chars right in there. So if you ever want to look in there, I do know how to get the black stuff off of these, by the way, but let's put it this way. I had one. We'll say a guy called Zach gave me one, but he took the top off with a surface grinder, right, and actually kissed some of the part contacts away, especially on top of capacitors and things. And that was, I can't do anything with that. You don't surface grind it, please, ever. But I've been trying to get a module for him from another board. It's failed, or has been hit with an axe, or hit by your wife that's cracked it on you. I won't go into that one, but it's a funny story I was told. The pick was used on the 7000, and I've got photographs of it, but I'm not going to show because it's just too sad, right? It was basically, can you repair this? And I sort of went, no, I don't know. Never say never, but I didn't like the way the pick went into the side of the box, into the circuit boards. I went, ugh, but yep, there's a moral to that story. Be very careful who you get married to. Jesus. But yeah, that's I've seen stuff like that. What about one of my sons? I'm not saying which one of the three or four, because it's four actually. Which one had his guitar swung into the ground by the neck on a really nice guitar it was too, electric guitar, and smashed it and broke it. because she threw a wobbly and went on the property destruction thing. So yeah, that was called Alcohol Was Involved. And if you do have a girlfriend or a wife that's volatile, or the other way around, I don't want to be sexist, don't let them get near the scotch because things happen. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, lock your detectors up in a safe. Don't tell anyone the combination. Yeah. Anyway, that's that on this. So yeah, you've got to give it a bit of a dab with the hot melt. Or I could use this sort of rubbery stuff they use. You can get the rubberized stuff in a hot melt glue stick from Farnell or Element 14, whatever they call themselves, and also RS. They do have this stuff, and it comes out like a rubber, and it does stick really good. And if you spray isopropyl alcohol on it, it has very little effect. But if you very patient and keep doing it, it will lift it eventually. But it's obviously they've worked out some really good glue they've got hold of these things down. You don't want slop and wobble and things wobbling off the board through vibration. Even in a car or whatever, you don't want vibration making things fall off the board. So anything with a bit of height on it, they've glued it all down very goodly. So I better bob down because this camera is angled way down and I can't read anything on it. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, that's that taken care of. Like I say, this stuff is fiddly, and the way I did that was just another way of doing it. So I could just, instead of trying to hot air the whole thing, just remove that capacitor there, and then I could get to the pads and component pins on this, even though it's I'm working at about 0.2 of a millimeter in height where I can get in there. It has done the proper reflow and it's got in there and it's stuck everything down. But like I say, I will test it, and hopefully it's all good. I think it will be, because that's where the fault was. I was just pushing on the corner like this, and it was firing up, and I just put some wadding under here to stop the board compressing on, because if you bow the board like this, it could be anything else, and just by packing it in here with non-conductive stuff like wax paper works really well, and bolster it up, you can then make sure that the board isn't flexing, and then do it again. I usually just get a piece of, I get one of these, break the fluff off the end, and just push the wood on the components until something lights up and wants to work, or doesn't, or starts making weird sounds and that, and you know you're in the right area. So yeah, when I measured this anyway, I did put the probe points on this and pushed it down, and it would beep, not beep, beep, not beep. So I'm pretty confident that that has been a successful repair. Anyway, enough of that. I'm going to try and bend down here and hit the off button on this. And the thing is, I don't really like putting these videos up on the channel because it's, there's some people may be interested, but if you have a look at the views, it's really low. People are not interested in the electronics of their detector. All they want to do is see people running around goldfields digging holes. That is the truth of the matter, which we're going to definitely try and do more of, to make it more entertaining to a broader audience. But then maybe that just irks off everyone who likes the technical side. Maybe I should split into 2 channels. What do you think? How about technical one and run around the bush one, or something like that? Or I can get Chari to run around the bush detecting, and I can walk behind her and film her. Maybe that might be better. I don't know. What gets the most views? I don't know. Do something anyway. Anyway, guys, I can see my stop record button here now, so I'm going to go and push it so it catches.